Hi my lovelies, welcome back to my channel, and for everybody who is new, I'm Leorah and I'm so glad you found me. So welcome to today's video where we're going to just dig into this palette a little bit. And this is the West Coast Loca palette from Loca Lashes, the first time I am trying this brand. I have of course off camera done already 2 looks with this. Those you will see at the end of the video or towards the end of the video, and today I'm going to do my review look, which is the 3rd one. And this I ordered on launch. I'm going to show you the inside of the palette in just a second, and the owner threw this in. These lashes, I will also try them today. These are in the style, I think Loquita. Yeah, the style Loquita. Alright, so let us just look at the palette. So the sleeve looks like that, same as the palette. And this is how the palette, the artwork looks. On the back you do have the ingredients, and then this is how the palette looks. Now, do you know why I ordered this the second it went live? Because this is how it looks. It's beautiful. You do have a couple of shimmers, you do have one pressed glitter, which I haven't used yet. I want to use that today. And of course, overall, this is a super bright and beautiful palette, as you can see. All right, and you will also see in the other looks that I've done already that this is good. Okay, sweeties, let us move you in. Let's move you in, and then we can do a little bit of a look. Now, let's see. I have a plan. I have a plan because I have not used this one yet, and I don't know if it comes across on camera, but this is a very special purple. I don't think I have any purple like this in my whole collection, and that means something. This is a very, I don't know, a super blue purple, you know, and I definitely want to use that today and maybe pair it up. Let's start with this one. This is the shade Fresh. Let's just try. Okay, so I have primed one eye as always. I always wonder, you know, when new people find me, and this is like one of the videos that someone finds me and then they see me come on camera and it's so obvious that one eye is primed and one is not, and it's like, are you crazy, lady? What are you doing? But it just makes sense, you know. I used to prime both eyes before I went on camera, but by the time I got around to do then the second eye, the primer was already like dried down, and I was always wondering, let's just start working. I was always wondering why, for the life of me, I could not make the shadows on the other side, on the side that has been primed longer, couldn't make them show up as much as on the first side, you know. So at some point I stopped doing that because it's just not very smart. So anyway, so this is the color payoff already, like after, I don't know, 2 seconds, you know. And this is basically how the whole palette is. And I'm also, of course, in the review part at the end of the video, I'm going to talk a little bit about the color scheme and everything. But yeah, so I'm going to try to blend out this a little bit, and then we shall see and go in with this beautiful purple, which is the shade Bomb.com. I haven't even seen that yet. Bomb.com. What a cool name for such a special shade. Like really cool. I'm so excited to try all these new tiny indie brands, you know. I don't know, Loca Lashes is coming out with quite a bit, so I don't want to say it's like a tiny brand, but honestly, I don't know, you know, but it's just so cool. Who would have thought that I would be able to do this one day? It's a thrill. For me, it's a thrill. So yeah, let me know in the comments if you have tried Loca Lashes, or maybe also if there are any other brands that you would recommend that I could absolutely like because you like them. And maybe also the reasons why you like them. That could be super helpful, because I'm always on the lookout, of course, to try brands that I haven't tried yet. Okay, now let's go in with Bomb.com. I'm getting such a kick out of this. This is so cool. Oh, by the way, I should also mention this shade here, West Coast, is a bit scratched up because actually in one of the previous looks I've used this also to create a liner. So that's it's my fault. And also today I have to say I'm going to actually create a liner with shades from the palette. Okay, let's just use this brush and go in with Bomb.com. And I really hope it is as good as, because this has been an experience. Yeah, I think this is gonna be nice. This looks so, this is such a cool purple. Like really, in the literal sense of the word, it is such a special purple. When I saw this, you know, by the time I received this, I had already forgotten the exact things that are going on in the palette, because, you know, when I ordered this and then till I got it, it was probably like, I don't know, 2 months or maybe 1.5 months or something like this, because of course all my US orders go to my contact person, who is one of my besties in the US, and then she collects and asks me then, should I send, should I wait, is there anything else coming? And usually there's always something else coming. And then I say to her, you know, just hold on for it for a few more days, this and that is on the way and whatever, you know. And then also the shipping to Israel is usually at least 2 weeks till it passes through the customs and I actually have it. So boy, oh boy, this is so beautiful. Like seriously, this is a shade that I want to have all over. Like really. Can we just please rename that shade to like All Over Leorah or something? Oh yay. Very, very, very beautiful. Okay, so my plan basically for the rest of the look is that I'm going to have the pink shimmer, which is this one, California Dreamin'. I want to have that on my lid, and then maybe also, actually I think that's what I want to do, and then blend it into that purple. I think that's what I want to do, or maybe even combine it with a little bit of West Coast, the one that I scratched up before. Let me just drag this here into the outer corner a little bit more. And then I actually want to use one of those green shades to, I'm going to show you in a second. I want to use one of those green shades in order to create a liner, and then I want to put the glitter on top. So I want to have a glitter liner today, a green glitter liner. That's the plan. Okay, let's maybe take a bit of a smaller brush and take the shade West Coast and just sort of place that right here a little bit. So then we have a smoother transition towards that pink shimmer. I think that could be really, really cool. Something like that. And now I want to take a packing brush and use that pink shimmer, Cali Dreamin'. Do you see how easy it is to work with this palette? Did you think that it would be so easy to work with? It really kind of is, you know? I've had a lot of fun with this one. Okay, I also want to, of course, apply it with the finger because that's what I always do. This is such a cute baby pink. Really, really cute. Okay, so let me just put that on because I always feel, at least on me, and maybe, I don't know, maybe you can confirm that with what you're experiencing, but I always feel that the shadows applied with the finger are always just so much more beautiful. So I'm just sort of pressing that in, and maybe another layer. And then I'm basically done with the look itself. I'm still going to do some fine tuning, and but this is already really, really cute, really, really cute. So now, of course, I'm going to reapply a little bit of the, what was it called? West Coast, of the shade West Coast, because I kind of blended a little bit on top of it. And then we're basically done. So I'm going to finish my face and of course the other eye, and I'm going to do that liner, and then we're going to meet right here for the under eye area. Okay, sweeties, this is how it looks now, and now it's time to do the under eye area, and I think I want to go in again with this Balm.com shade because it is just so beautiful, and I want to use this a little bit more, and that's what I'm going to do. So let's just put this now, of course, on a set surface, and let's see how this works, because of course I have finished my foundation, and I think what I want to do is to blend it out with this pink shimmer, which was Cali Dreamin'. You know, to have something shimmery under there too. I think that could be really, really cool. So here I'm just going to combine it. I'm going to also talk about it later, what I did with my eyeliner, because obviously I have done that already. It took me quite some time, that's why I didn't want to film it. And I'm also already wearing the lashes, the Loca lashes. So about all of that, I'm going to talk in the review part. And now here you can see the performance on a set surface. Now here it does show a bit of a separation. I can see that happens quite frequently to me too, though. It is not something exceptional in my life. I can kind of cover it up. But yeah, that's just something that happens when you work on a partially set surface and then the other part is not set, you know what I mean? So yeah, anyway, let us go into this other shade. I just need to switch brushes. I don't know, I've thrown out so many brushes lately that the tiny little ones that I keep using for these kinds of purposes, I'm kind of running out of them now. But they have been with me from the beginning of my channel, and to start with they were not very good brushes. They were just Essence brushes from the drugstore, but I've used them so much, you know. But now they're kind of, after all those years, they're kind of losing it a little bit. Okay, now this is actually really cool. I don't know if you can see what's happening here, that this pink actually just adds a hint of a lighter purple now that I'm putting it here on the edge, instead of being like the pink that it is when you use it on its own. So there you go, you can always create new shades, you know. This is so cool because it kind of adds a dimension to that Balm.com, to this spectacular purple shade. And of course, as you can also see, I have a black on my waterline because I wanted it to be kind of sexy today, you know. Yeah, and I think this is what it's gonna be. I think for the inner corner I'm gonna go for something else. I think I'm gonna go for a very striking white highlighter or something like this. I'm gonna have to look for something, but that is basically what the look is. So let me just finish it all, then you'll see the swatches and of course also the other looks that I've done with the palette, and then we'll meet here for the review part, so don't go anywhere. Okay, sweeties, here we are with the finished look and the finished styling and of course the swatches. Wow. And you have of course also seen the other two looks that I've done with the palette. Now, sweeties, what do you think? What do you think? I think this is a spectacular palette. Is it starting to be annoying that I love the makeup that I'm getting? I just can't help myself, you know. I mean, you see the looks that I created, you see what I created today. I added some glitter, I'm going to talk about that in a second. Some extra glitter that is not in the palette, like right here. But anyway, I mean, you see that this is a really nice look, and I did not, besides the glitter, I did not pull anything else in, you know. But also about that, I'm going to talk in a second. Okay, so let us just move you in so you can get a closer look. This is how it turned out. Of course, as I told you already in the makeup application part, that I would pull in a highlighter, a white highlighter. That's the one I pulled in. Okay, so, but besides that, I didn't. All right, sweeties, that is the close-up. And now let's talk about the palette. Okay, so first of all, the artwork even impressed my kids. Just saying, you know, this is really cool. Also, like the color scheme and the whole vibe of this is really nice. Then of course you have these 12 shades. Sorry, it looks a little bit messy, but after I have swatched the palette, you know, it just looks like I swatched a palette. Yeah. So anyway, this is how she looks. You have one row of pinks or purples, you have then one row of the greens, and then you have one row of the blues. Okay. Sorry. With this one, of course, that is not 100% a blue, but it is, I think, the most spectacular shade in the palette, like definitely for me. Okay, you do have all those shade names that are, I think, on theme, because I don't know, most of this is just because maybe I'm not from California. I should have asked my husband because he is, but I guess this is what it is. And you have a mirror, yeah, and the shade names I already told you are on the back. Yeah, so this is what it is. I think you can also see here that the color scheme is extremely developed. I would maybe change a tiny little thing, but I shall talk to you also about that. But swatching wise, let's talk about that. It's swatched really well, super well, and also performance wise on the eyes, sweeties. sweeties, you know, it is, of course, most of the colors here in this palette are super dark and pigmented and striking. So for someone who is maybe a little bit less experienced, it might be a little bit hard, or let's put it that way, intimidating. It doesn't need to be hard, because you see, it is possible. And maybe even when you're having a darker skin tone, or a little like a medium skin tone or a darker skin tone, this might be even super, super easy for you, you know? But anyway, you can also just pull in, for example, a palette with a lot of lighter shades. For example, this one here I have from Root Cosmetics. This one, the pastel, what was it? The City of Pastel Lights, you know? And just pull in something else. Pull in something else to blend out those shades so they don't intimidate you, or use them on a set surface. But then, of course, you might not have a super, super striking result like this one. I don't know. I haven't tried that. Okay, the whole issue with applying it on a set surface under my eyes is really not an issue, because they build super, super well. So even if you do have a separation line then between the set surface and the unset surface, you can build them up super, super well, and then it's not a problem, you know? Okay, the reason why I put this glitter on is actually because I had put mascara on my lower lashes. I was running out of time. I put some setting spray on and kind of closed my eyes a little bit too much, and then it sort of transferred, and it was absolutely impossible to get rid of the shadow, you know, the shadow of the mascara that had transferred. So I just put some glitter on, and I'm kind of glad that I did, because it's really, really cute. So this one is from Artist Moon Beauty. This is the shade Pleiades, I think. I'm gonna have it in the description box, of course. So yeah, it's a cute look, really, really cute. Okay, so I also have to tell you, sweeties, that there was no staining. There was no staining. I have tried all of the shades, and none of these where I absolutely expected staining did stain. There was no staining on me, okay? So just saying that this is incredible, absolutely incredible. And I really, really like the performance. I also have to tell you about these two, because they come across like they're really, really similar. I have to say though that this one is cool leaning and this one is warm leaning. Now, what I would have changed is probably that I would have made one of them a little bit darker or a little bit different, because yes, they are very, very similar, but again, this one is warm and this one is cool. I don't know if it really comes across so much here on the swatches. Maybe it does, that this one here is cool and this one has definitely some like a yellow undertone in it and makes it warm, you know? So yeah, this is what it is. So you do have two shimmers, which is this one, and you have one pressed glitter, and everything else is mattes. Okay, so I really love this, sweeties. I love this because I love palettes like this. Also, the size is really, really nice, and also how the whole story goes in this palette. I just really, really feel it. I love palettes that have a lot of dark shades that give me drama, you know, and you probably also saw it in the other looks that all the looks that I did with this palette are super dramatic, you know. I could have also done, for example, a green one that is a little bit, you know, less dramatic. I don't know, depends if you just assume that green is not dramatic, but anyway, just having this in the crease and deepening up with this a little bit, and maybe having glitter or maybe even not, you know, but I kind of felt like I wanted to like have the whole range of the palette and just really be able to let you know what I think about this. Now let's also talk about the lashes, because obviously I told you they are also from Loca lashes in this style, Loquita, I believe, Loquita, and these are beautiful. They are so big, like you know, but they apply really, really well. The lash band, I had to of course cut it to size a little bit, but that is what I always have to do, because they are always too long for me, but that's no problem. And I think you can see that they are super nice. They sit extremely well. When you just take them out of the box, you can feel like the lash band maybe is a little bit on the rough side, so you just bend it a little bit and make it a little bit more flexible, and then you apply it. It holds its shape super, super well and goes down like super, super easy. I think it comes down really to your own preference, what you like in your falsies. If you like the more the lash bands that are a little bit more more flexible or softer, but some people feel or prefer that those that have this preset curve just apply better and it's easier for the ends to stick down, you know? I don't care either way, like it doesn't bother me either way, I should say, because I just love lashes and I'm doing this every day. So I really think that they're super beautiful and I'm super grateful that she included these for me to try because I think they're beautiful. Super, super beautiful, you know? Yeah. All right. So I also should tell you, of course, about my glitter liner. I almost forgot. Okay. So what did I do? I used actually this one, this shade, to create the liner. And when I was mixing it with my Duraline, I felt like, whoa, this is getting dark. And of course, every time you're mixing a matte with Duraline, it gets a hint darker. So I actually scratched out of this one also a little bit and mixed both of them. Probably like 2/3 this and 1/3 this, and applied it. And after that had dried down, I applied this. I also scratched this out. I didn't apply it just the way it is. I also mixed it a little bit with Duraline. You have to be super careful when you do that because first of all, you have to be super sure that the first layer has dried down completely. And then you have to be super careful when you put on the second layer because the Duraline in the second layer can sort of weaken the whole thing underneath, you know, because it's sort of makes everything shift. So you have to maybe just practice a little bit or something, but the results that you get are super amazing and I highly want to recommend for you to do glitter liners because it's just so beautiful, and also to put glitter on darker shades because that makes them pop like you wouldn't believe. You know? So yeah, so this is how it looks. I hope you did enjoy this and found this helpful. I hope I told you everything. I think I did. You can always leave me comments and questions in the comment section and let me know what you think. Besides that, of course, feel free to check out Loca Lashes, an amazing brand that I've just found and I'm so glad, and I definitely have my eyes on this brand and I'm so happy that I bought this palette, like really, really happy. Okay, sweeties, this is it. Of course, you will find everything that I have on my face in the description box down below, together with all my discount codes with different brands and all my links to social media, which I highly recommend for you to check out for more inspiration and more looks and all of that. Besides that, if you're new here, then please subscribe to my channel because that would just be absolutely lovely, and I shall see you here next time for my next video, and up until then, definitely go ahead and sparkle. Hugs and kisses. Bye.